And now back to Open Mike Friday with Mike Spence and Butter.
Welcome back, Mike Spence with Cameron Duggan, Argonaut High School. And Cameron, I'm gonna show some of my picks of the week, some produce that I just grew, because I got some of these plants up at Argonaut High School. You have the vegetable sale in terms of one of your activities that you do a great job of, and these heirloom tomatoes, in terms of getting the heirloom plants, do incredibly well. And that's one of my favorite things. You know, you can't get those in the store because they ripen so quickly. And peaches this year, I'm proud of my little peaches. I make a lot of peach pies, but a lot of the plants I get at that vegetable sale up at Argonaut.
The heirloom sale that they do, Gail Von Wald and Eileen Hartwick and the whole special ed program, they have a fantastic garden, and they raise money by selling to the, I think they sold out this year, people coming by and buying up all the vegetables, so just a great cause, and they do a really great job.
We were able to establish over the break, you know, why you were one of my favorite teachers, because I know you've never given Tori anything less than an A, because she's never gotten a B in her life.
She earned it. She earned it.
She's never gotten a B from anybody, so I know you've given her A's, but I appreciate your not only taking her in the classroom as an English teacher for years and giving her all sorts of good knowledge, but also you do things with the track, and you're doing the track coach, the cross country and wrestling, and you do a lot of the sports as well.
That's right. I started coaching cross country last year. Koji Soniyama took some leave. I think he's taking care of his parents, so I stepped up and started coaching cross country, and I've also been doing wrestling. This will be my 5th year of wrestling with Gary Landergan. And just great things, you know, last year we had about 12 kids, maybe 10 on the cross-country team, and now I think I have 22. So getting kids out there, being athletic.
This is the first time I've gotten dog hair in my water. I have to say, Butter, we've been doing this show for a year.
She had her nose in it.
I'm sorry, I'm going into my mouth to get the hair out. That's the first, you know, I let her drink out of my glass, but normally she doesn't get the hair down my throat. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
No, that's fine. I'm glad you could admit it.
I had to go in there and get it out, so I didn't want people to think I was just kind of picking my teeth.
Yeah, so for wrestling, we've been doing great as well. We've sent kids to state the last 2 out of 4 years, and that's never happened before at Argonaut. And it's just due to the community and the parents and the kids and our staff being able to promote athletics. And we do great things on campus, and we're just looking to get better. The TAG group is definitely trying to improve what we already do really well. You know, we have a number of AP classes that we offer to kids. There's the heirloom plant sales that they do. Our football team is phenomenal, going undefeated last year and several of the last years, winning league. They've been busy all summer. Our girls basketball team, undefeated.
Unbelievable record this year.
For a small school, just killing it.
You really are, and the big focus, you just mentioned the AP classes, and you know, when you have 2 high schools, the big challenge with the school board this week again, you know, is the potential consolidation of combining 2 high schools with budgetary needs into the future. And you know, the advantages of having one large high school and having additional teachers and more AP classes, you know, are interesting. You know, I mean, it's not that combining the schools would be a deficit for the students or the teachers. You know, I think there are a lot of advantages to doing that too.
No, having graduated from Amador, I definitely appreciate the rivalry that we have. The traditions we have at both schools are very important to our community. And there's definite benefit to staying autonomous as schools, and there's a lot of controversy going into whether we should combine. But for me personally, and I can only speak for myself, having come from this community and a product of the schools, as you said, but now also seeing it from the other end and really just trying to be an advocate for the students, we are losing AP classes. We lost auto shop. We're losing art classes. If you want to go to a 4-year university, you have to take a foreign language, and there's only a limited number of teachers who teach that, and there's only Spanish. You can't take French, you can't take sign language, you can't take something else that they would provide at a larger school. Not only that, but if we have 4 English teachers, you get each one of us, and if you don't get along with us, there's no one else to go to. You know, so I think having a larger school where we combine, although it would lose some of the tradition, In the long run for the kids, it would be just really beneficial to kind of combine the funds and to be able to offer them a number of classes that they don't have now.
It'll be interesting to see how the committee and all that data comes out and all the different optional things people don't normally think about. I didn't mean to pin you down on any type of thing. But you have, you know, your teacher group that you've put together, the teacher action group, and you have different categories. Why don't you tell us, you know, on how you do that in terms of the teams? I want to make sure we cover that.
Okay, so the teams...
I saw you had different people on different teams.
Yeah, I have at the outset, we had to decide how we were going to organize ourselves. You know, we have a lot of different cooks in the kitchen, so to speak, trying to get things done. And so one of the models that I looked up when I did research was to have a group within which you have adjunct committees, and I just call them teams because I'm a coach, so that just made sense to me. And we made a list of all of our complaints and all the things we thought, which was extensive, and a lot of them we'll never be able to do anything about, but it's more of a wish list than anything. And then we divided that into categories, and the three that we came up with to start with are professional development, led by Matt Hovey, Mr. Goff, myself, Mr. Fenton, Ms. Clark, and Mr. Whitaker in that as well. And our goal is to just get more professional development to teachers, classroom management, updating textbooks, getting the information that we need to educate the kids better. And there's also the communications team, led by Kelsey Himmel.
My favorite teacher.
Yeah, she is awesome.
She's amazing.
I'm glad to have her on our
teacher,
campus. Yeah,
Tori loves science. Yeah.
She is integral to the campus.
And my son
absolutely.
Alden, she really great science teacher.
Miss Lang, Mr. Teal, Mr. Murphy, Mr. Vicaria, and Ms. Cirque also on that team. They are working together with us to try to help the communication, to try to better all of our experience. Ms. Putnam and Ms. Pipersky rounding out that team. And then also Campus Climate is our third team, which includes not only the beautification of the campus itself, but the interaction of kids and the day-to-day experience that we have, trying to make sure that there's a positive experience. And Gail Von Wald heads that up, also doing the garden, so she's involved in a lot. Mrs. Floyd, Janice Davis, Ms. Safrano, Eileen Hartwick, and Ms. Biddle are on that group, and they're currently working on trying to get our back-to-school night and open house to flourish a little bit more, to get parents in, to get kids in, to have that night be a celebration of school and to open lines of communication.
So it's development, professional development, communication, and campus climate, overall pride and beautification, all the different things that go into that and all the events.
And it's fluid. It can change. Every semester we're going to reevaluate what our groups need to be.
Yeah. Well, you guys are awfully organized. You look like teachers.
I know, right?
Where are the spreadsheets there? This is, you know, I mean, you really do have a mission and, you know, a wonderful outline of, you know, what needs to be done. And I think that's probably why you've gotten so much cooperation with the other teachers in terms of, you know, everybody's in agreement that there's just more to do.
It's about them. They do so much, and I can't give them enough, you know, kudos for how much they do.
Well, you know, when you watch the national news, you hear teachers always complaining about, you know, I can't teach anymore. There's no sense in even being a teacher because all I can do is test. You know, it's all about testing. But I don't hear that much here in Amador County. You know, you guys are really still doing a lot of independent teaching and teaching the way that you want to teach. How do you feel about the, you know, the national core and the amount of testing that's going on? Is it hampering your ability to teach your subjects?
No, it's not, for me personally. And the conversations that go on nationally and the articles that you read and the letters that you see from teachers who are resigning because they are not allowed to teach what they want to teach or do it the way they want to, it saddens me, and it's definitely something that was at the forefront of my mind when I formed this group. But I think in Amador County, although we have the STAR testing, and now we're moving into the Common Core, which is great for kids, I think, to be able to relate their studies to the world as opposed to memorize and things like that, and it's obviously more complicated, but I think it'll be a good change. We are not hampered by that too much, and we have a lot of creative influence in our own classrooms, which is a definite benefit to be able to relate to the kids in our community.
Well, that's good to know. I always worry when I watch the news.
Yeah,
it's nice to know that you're doing it.
It's not all true on the news.
You know, no, it's not. And having been involved with some of the committees, I can see what a great job you're doing up there.
Thank you.
At Argonaut High School, and I'm sure over at Amador High School they're doing the same thing. The school district is doing a great job, and they're, you know, that board has a tough task in all the meetings that they have going on right now. It's a real hornet's nest in terms of all the issues that they have to deal with. But I want to thank you for coming on the show, Cameron.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for all the butter break and helping out with that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And I really want to wish you luck up there this new school year.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, take care.
watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.